The latest. Thank you for your love and support. I appreciate you all. Family, open your ears today. There is a proverb from the Ashanti that says, the mouth of an old man is without teeth, but it delivers biting words. On this Thursday, March 3, 2026, the words coming out of Washington are biting, but they are full of poison. They travel to Abidjan and sit at the ECOWAS table, telling us about the rule of law. They looked at Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso, and they wagged their fingers about democracy. But today, the G1 family is going to look beyond the curtain. We are going to show you what happens to a man who actually believes in their rule of law, where he stands in their own Senate. History is a mirror, and today that mirror is cracked. Have you seen the video? Brent McGuinness, a retired Marine sergeant, a man who wore the uniform of the masters, walked into their Senate hearing yesterday. He didn't just come with a gun, he came with a truth. He stood up and told the senators, quote, "No one wants to fight for Israel. We do not want to send our sons to die in Iran," end of quote. And what was the rule of law response? Did they listen to the veteran? No, they tackled him, they dragged him, and as the heavy doors of the Senate chamber closed, they snapped his arm. A Marine who survived the wars of the masters could not survive a meeting with his own government. Even Senator Tim Shahi from Montana, a former Navy SEAL, jumped out of his chair not to protect the veteran, but to help the police drag him out. The fox provides the evidence, and the wolf is the jungle. Washington sends envoys to West Africa to tell us that we must have freedom of speech. They tell the AES leaders they must allow every voice to be heard. But when a decorated American soldier tries to speak in their own house of democracy, they break his bones. Africa, look at the lesson. Their rule of law is a garment they wear when they visit us, but it is a straight jacket they use on their own people. They cannot allow their own soldiers to speak because the soldiers know the truth. The war in Iran is a war for the elite, not for the people.
No one wants to fight for Israel!
His hand! Oh! His hand!
Let go of your hand. Let go of the door. Only go of the door.
The senator broke his hand. A sitting U.S. senator just broke the hand of a Marine.
Sir.
Control your Senate.
Arm stuck in the door. Okay, sir.
A U.S. senator just broke the hand of a Marine. Hand stuck. A U.S. senator just broke the hand of a Marine. You're a coward. Punk. Go fuck yourself. Why do you say that? Senator? Go fuck yourself. You were a shit seal. That's why you got kicked out. Fat ass.
Everybody sit down, please. Sit down, please. Everybody sit down, please. Everybody sit down, please.
I'm getting out of here.
That's fine. Everybody sit down, please. Is your hand okay? Okay.
No, it's not.
This is disgusting. Disgusting.
Just pull it out.
Disgusting.
Stand up as a Marine and stand up for America. No one wants to fight for Israel.
Why are you here? Why are you
From the halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli, Palestine will be free.
We just witnessed a Marine veteran interrupting the hearing, and they broke his arm.
Why did he interfere?
Because there is a war in Iran, and our military brothers and sisters are going to die for Israel, and we are here to say no, we do not support Israel. We do not want to die for Israel. Stop the war in Iran right now.
And what did they do to him?
they pulled him out, got his arm trapped in a door, broke his arm, tackled him to the ground. It was a very, very intense situation.
Stand up as a Marine. Stand up for America. No one wants to fight for Israel.
Now, let's talk about the empty pocket lie. In that same Senate, there is a bill called the Major Richard Starr Act. It's for 50,000 combat injured veterans who are being cheated out of their pensions. These are men who lost legs and eyes for their masters. On March 3rd, the senators looked these veterans in the eye and said, quote, "We simply cannot afford it." End of quote. They claim the treasury is dry. They claim the pensioners must wait. But finally, in the next breath, they voted $5 billion a week for Operation Epic Fury in Iran. A man who has money for a flute but no money for bread is a fool. But Washington is not a fool. They are hunters. They have money to burn Iranian oil fields but no money to fix the lives of the soldiers they broke to get the oil. And while the U.S. Senate is caving in the chest of its own veterans, ECOWAS is in Abuja pulling a chair for these same masters. They are asking Washington to consult on Western African security. Why would you invite a doctor who is currently poisoning his own children? If the U.S. cannot treat its own Marine with dignity, how will they treat the youth of Nigeria, Ghana, or Senegal? History tells us when the lion and the leopard negotiate, the goat is not invited to the table. The goat is the table. ECOWAS is making us the meal for a master who is already starving at home. The AES saw this coming. Traore, Guaita, and Abdurrahman Chani knew the rule of law from the West is just a chain with a different name. They saw that Washington loves the veteran only when he is holding a rifle, but hates him when he is holding a microphone. Africa, the era of the borrowed voice is over. We cannot listen to a teacher whose own house is on fire and being beaten in the hallways. We must write our own law, we must build our own defense, and we must never forget the sound of that Senate door closing on brain. Is the master house falling, or are they just building a bigger prison for the world? What do you think of a government that breaks the arms of its own heroes? Drop your comments below. Like, subscribe, and share this video across every border, because the G1 family, the only one telling you the truth, the masters want to bury. This is a big lesson to us. I hope by now our leaders would have been learning something, but since ECOWAS is still not learning, Africa continue to be where it is, even when the world has changed and the whole world is singing the change of this world, to the point that children are even seeing the change. Yet these same leaders want to continue to salute the master. Everything that is happening, the leaders just can see. And for how long will we continue in this path? The ball is in our court. When the same people cannot even rescue their own people, we are so amazing people. But one thing we need to understand, Iran is a wounded lion. And whoever holds the interests of these people, they will come after you. Just don't put us into trouble. The Gulf nations are crying because they claim the United States of America abandoned them. We are the only ones that can set ourselves free. United we stand, divided we fall, and united we keep standing forever and ever. The greatest enemy of the African is mental slavery. So let's decolonize ourselves from mental slavery. Let's keep sharing to educate our brothers and sisters. Together we make Africa great for ourselves and the next generations that are going to come. So that's the latest around the world and in the United States of America.